this is just the rhythmic crackle of deep frying, a simple act of cooking with heat and oil. But look closer. Observe the way the batter blossoms like a delicate flower in a golden sea. Notice the precise timing required for the perfect sizzle. This is not merely a meal, it is a culinary ritual 400 years in the making. Why does the world obsess over this golden crust? It is because tempura represents a profound contradiction. It is incredibly crispy, yet remarkably moist. It is fried, yet it tastes as fresh as the morning sea. Within a vessel of 180 degrees Celsius oil, a miracle of physics occurs. It is a delicate, high-stakes dance between fire, oil, and water. Today, we will peel back the crispy layers of history to discover the soul of Japan. Prepare yourself for a journey that transforms a foreign snack into the absolute pinnacle of Japanese cuisine. Our story begins in 1543. A year that marked a seismic shift in the trajectory of Japanese history. A Chinese junk carrying Portuguese sailors drifted onto the shores of Tanegashima, a small island in southern Japan. They brought firearms, which would revolutionize Japanese warfare forever. But they also brought something quieter, yet equally powerful. A new way to interact with heat, a cooking style known as fritar. At this time, Japanese cuisine was largely dominated by boiling, grilling, and raw preparation. Cooking oil was a luxury beyond imagination, primarily extracted in small quantities from sesame seeds or camellia. It was a sacred resource, reserved strictly for the flickering lamps of Buddhist temples to light the darkness of the medieval era. To use such a precious fuel for the mere act of cooking was a display of unthinkable wealth. The Portuguese missionaries, however, followed a religious tradition called Tempura, referring to the ember days of the Catholic calendar when the consumption of meat was forbidden. To make their humble vegetables and fish more satisfying during these fasts, the Jesuits dipped them into a thick, egg-rich batter and fried them until golden. The Japanese locals, watching these southern barbarians, were mesmerized. This exotic technique offered a richness and caloric intensity previously unknown in the Japanese diet. It was the very first bridge between European technology and the purity of Japanese seasonal ingredients. A fusion that would slowly take root in Japanese soil, waiting for the peace of the Edo period to truly blossom. By the 17th century, the center of gravity in Japan shifted to Edo, modern-day Tokyo. Under the stability and peace brought by the Tokugawa shogunate, the production of rapeseed oil increased dramatically, making it accessible to the common masses for the first time in history. But there was a significant challenge. The wooden, paper-walled houses of Edo were a tinderbox, and the city lived in constant fear of the great fires. Frying with large volumes of boiling oil was deemed so dangerous that the shogunate issued strict laws banning the practice indoors. This legal restriction, born from necessity, gave birth to the yatai, the vibrant outdoor food stalls that defined the social life of Edo. This was the true birth of tempura, as we recognize it today. In the bustling markets of Nihonbashi, creative vendors utilized what they called Edo mai ingredients, seafood caught right in the shallow, fertile waters of Tokyo Bay. They sought out sweet Shiba shrimp, plump anago eel, and delicate silago fish, because tempura was eaten standing up as a quick snack for the busy workers of the growing metropolis. It was served on skewers for convenience. You would dip your skewer into a shared bowl of dark, salty soy sauce and eat it while watching the world go by. It was the original Japanese fast food, the caloric engine that powered the laborers building the world's most populous city. Here, the rugged, energetic spirit of the Edo commoner was fried into every golden, crispy bite. It was no longer a foreign luxury. It was the soul of the city. As Japan opened its doors to the world during the Meiji Restoration, the country underwent a period of rapid westernization and modernization. It was during this time that tempura began to spread across the entire country. No longer a local specialty confined to the busy stalls of the Edo Bay area, it traveled along the newly constructed railway lines, reaching every corner of the nation. As it traveled, it began to undergo a profound cultural transformation. Tempura began to move from the dusty street stalls into the refined settings of ozashiki, private, high-end parlor rooms where elite guests were entertained. Chefs began to compete not on volume, but on the invisible qualities of their craft. They refined the oil, carefully blending premium sesame oil with lighter vegetable oils to create a scent that was appetizing and elegant without being overwhelming. The heavy, dark, dough-like batter of the Edo period evolved into the light, golden lace we recognize today. A style so delicate and transparent that you can still see the natural color and texture of the ingredient through the crust. Tempura was no longer just a quick meal. It became an entertainment of the senses. It was a high-stakes performance of heat, fragrance, and timing, where the chef's mastery was put on full display in front of foreign dignitaries and the new Japanese elite. It became a symbol of Japan's unique ability to take an imported idea and refine it into a sublime masterpiece of national culture. Today, the modern tempura master is part scientist and part artist. They understand a fundamental culinary truth. Tempura is not just about frying in oil, it is a sophisticated process of controlled dehydration and internal steaming. To achieve the perfect crust, a master uses ice-cold water and barely stirs the flour. This prevents the development of gluten, ensuring the crust remains paper-thin and shatters like glass when bitten. When this cold batter hits the 180 degrees Celsius oil, the water within it evaporates instantly, creating a micro-steaming effect. The batter acts as a pressurized vessel, sealing the ingredient's essence inside. Within that golden shell, the shrimp or vegetable is cooked by its own internal moisture, concentrating its natural sweetness to its absolute peak. Modern masters are pushing the boundaries even further, experimenting with aging fish to deepen the umami or using specialized fryers that control temperature to the decimal point. We have entered the era of slow tempura, where a single piece of high-quality sweet potato might be fried for 40 minutes to achieve a texture as smooth and rich as custard. This is the absolute peak of Japanese precision, a quiet, relentless pursuit of perfection that never ends. Every piece served is a culmination of centuries of knowledge and a single moment of expert intuition. The technique of deep frying, brought from the distant land of Portugal, blended with Japan's unique culture and blossomed in the city of Edo, the vibrant tradition of the common people. Centuries later, the baton of this tradition has been passed to Osaka, the kitchen of the nation, where it has reached even higher levels of refinement. Now, let us savor the supreme sound and aroma, a masterpiece beloved across eras and oceans. This tempura, perfected in just seconds of frying, was truly a work of art. Happiness in every bite until the very end. What a feast!